I'm telling you. Okay, good morning, everybody from One Big Family. We will be taking on software development and we will walk through the whole process of software development. What is software development? Software development is the process by which a product is being, a software is developed through different stages of development. My name is Christopher Osubo. You know me in different names. You know me as Don Joker or Don Chris, but this is Christopher Osubo. There are things that we need to understand about software development. What makes up a software and what is software development? This is what makes up a business. The business structure, the business analyst, the developer, and the tester. Now, in this place, I want to explain to you how it works. There is a business. This business is called ABC projects, for instance. So we have ABC projects. ABC project wants to have a login screen. They want to have a login screen. What would ABC project do? ABC project will go and contact our business analysts. Our ABC project will go and talk to our business analysts, which we call a BA. Okay, a business analyst. What would a business analyst do? A business analyst will look at their ideas. What ideas do you want to do? What is your current issues that you have? The business structure, which is the business, this is called business owner, BO, or company. Or you can call them project managers, yeah? Okay, so these, as a business structure, these are the people that have the problem that you want to solve. These people, they are the ones that have the problem that you are being called to resolve. Okay. Now, as a business, as a software tester, your job is to solve these problems. Your job, the company has this problem. BA is to solve this problem. Okay. Now, these business analysts will then generate what is called these and these, they will generate what is called requirement and specifications. What are requirement and specifications? What are these? This would be, I want a new login page. I want a customer to be able to retrieve password. You know what a normal page would look like, right? So these are the problems that this company is bringing. Okay. These are the problems. That's the new idea. Okay. The new idea is I want a login page on my website. I want a customer to be able to retrieve their password. I want a customer to be able to change passwords. So if you get the gist, what I'm talking about is the business idea, the new idea that this company wants, this BA, the business structure or the company or the product owner want is this. These are the issues, new ideas that the company have. What are the customers' issue? What is this business issue? What do they want? Why is it an issue? So that becomes specification or specs. We call it specs, right? 2. This will be spec 1. Okay. Spec 1. Spec 2. What are the issues? What are the current issues? Customers do not have access to previous reference orders. Customers want to see history of previous purchases. Okay. So now these are the current issues, right? What are the feedbacks from this company? This could be goals the company is taking this for. So this is, we want to retain customers. We want to know who would be getting more promotion. We want data to know how many products get sent to a region. So basically, you understand what the role of a BA is compared to what I'm trying to explain. Where's my PowerPoint? I'll come back here. The role of a BA, a business analyst, to the product owner. What we've just done here is the requirement. This thing we just developed here is called requirement. Okay, requirement. Different company calls it different things. Some people call it requirements, some people call it specifications, some people call it requirement analysis. So different, whatever company you're working with, they have a name that has to do with, this is what the company wants, this is what they want you to develop. Your business analyst will discuss with the business and they'll come up with this. So once they've come up with these ideas, these ones, okay, we go to the next phase. The next phase is development. This one does not have anything to do with you, mostly. Okay? This does not have much to do with you.
No, you're not seeing what you're writing, sir.
Pardon me, have you not been seeing everything I wrote since?
Yeah,
No,
we've not been seeing what
I
you've been
typed.
writing.
We only see your PowerPoint presentation.
Whoa.
Yes.
I typed in the comments.
Okay. Oh,
I
shoot.
do also.
What have I done?
I think you should share your entire screen. I think what you did was you
Stop.
shared only the PowerPoint earlier.
Stop share
Yeah.
and share again.
Yeah. So you can try sharing your entire screen if you're going to be moving back and forth different things. So whatever you see, we see.
Sorry about that. That is terrible. Okay. Can you see what I've written since?
Yes, now we do.
Ah.
Yes, now.
Okay. And everything I've put here is stopped. Okay. Now, let me go back again. There is no need for me to write much. I'll just show you what I've done before. Here, the business analysts, the business, what's that? Where's my draw? Here, okay, requirement. Now we'll go to this requirement talks about these things that I've drawn here, okay? So now the business wants these things as their issue. These are the issues the company wants, okay? I want customers to be able to have a login page, a new login page. I want the customer to be able to retrieve passwords, create password, change a password. I want the customer to be able to, access our page, have their own page in our website. Now, specification 2 is customers' issue. What are the issues? Customer wants to have access to their previous orders, okay? Customer wants to see history of previous purchases, right? Don't mind my writing here when I put Ado and this. It's just me just typing out. Goals. What is the reason why the company is doing this? The goals are getting more, to know who the customer is going to give the promotion, to know who we're going to get this and that. So basically, what we're saying in essence is the company have issues. The issues is we have new ideas, customer issues. These are customers' issues. These are the feedback. Why do you want this? And these are all written in the specification. So that's what's called a specification document. They will have what's called a specification document. Let's leave it at that for the start. We'll go in deeper for you to understand. On this point, the developer now, here is where the developer comes in play. A developer, a programmer will now develop following this specification. These are our specifications. The developer will now write all this as a code, okay? He will develop all these things as a code. So he will write the code, he will present it, and he will bring it back to that. Now, let's go here. Developer has already developed this process, this software. Now, the next thing is, once this code is developed, let's assume that this is the code. Call it code. So things like this could be the Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, okay? So they've developed this software. This is the code, it's written, that's the code. What is the role of your tester? This is where we come in play. This is where you, me, come in play. Here, this role. We are going to test this software that is created. We are going to test it. This is your role within the whole of this company that we've done, okay? Now, I'm going to clear all drawings and let's move to the next page. So, let me take off that and say here. Now, we are going to define or explain why software testing is important. What is software testing? Software testing is a method to check whether the actual software product matches expected requirements. The aim of software testing is to ensure, where's my draw pad? That the requirements, this box of I want meets so that this page meets this place. This is where you, software testers, the brain behind the whole job here. This is where you, as a tester, sits. Test products. Okay. So now, developers will develop this one. Here is dev box. I drew it rough like this because what the developer does is messy. Okay. His job is just to draw. It's just to create codes. It's only code that they will create. Dev. Where I say dev, I'm talking about a developer, okay? So now, a developer will write this, I want that the business analyst wrote. Let's put business analyst here. A BA. BAs are structured, okay? BAs are structured. They write very well. They're a very good set of individuals. We call them business analysts. Take my word away. Okay. That's too long. Let's call them BA. Okay, BA will write this I want. A BA will write that and pass it on to the developer. The developer will scribble codes, all this code, and pass it on to a tester. A tester will test this software. We are the heart. So we play a role, and this is the role of a tester. The role of a tester is between the developer, no, and here. Now, here is product. No, let's say companies idea, and so I'm just thinking of, because of the holes are small. So let's call this CA, companies idea, companies.I, and product users, product/users. Okay, product users are end users, me and you. Okay, so software testers we are here. The company idea is these things that the developer is going to write. The company will write this. Testers, we are like the public. end users. But we are looking at this software from the eye of the customer. So the customer will say, okay, a software tester is like you now, you are employed to come and check how is this software working. Do anything. If you've gone through the little assignment I gave you, probably if you've read the video I gave you, it will give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm trying to explain. The customer, the company is paying you so that their product does not go to the public wrong. Customers, please, if you're in the video, please, can you mute? Please. Everybody mute, please. The customer, the company does not want the product to go outside. The company does not want their products to go outside to the public wrong. They can't afford to be that mistake. That they instead of writing Facebook as, for instance, instead of Facebook, product got outside as Facebook, or even Facebook, or even Facebooks. This little stuff, this little S here, can damage the reputation of Facebook. They can lose market value of Facebook. Or they want to make a mistake, something like this. They're going to lose a lot of money. So the job of a software tester, your job as a software tester, is to ensure that the requirement that these developers, this BA has discussed with the company, it is what is produced. And that is what is sent out to the public. This process of testing is big. Can I see who's that? Thank you. That's a good question from Ben. Ben is asking, as a software tester, do you communicate with business owners, BAs, developers? Yes. This software tester, this place I put in testing, is big. Is a lot that goes with it. But we will look into that as the class goes on. What I'm trying to tell you now is you're trying to put your mind the reason why we test. Your role, why you are a tester. What you are allowed to do. Now, let's go to the definition I have for you on here. Why software testing? The aim of software testing is to implement and enforce quality as early as possible and at every stage of development. This is what I'm saying. In software development life cycle, so we have a development life cycle, and this is what I'm trying to draw for you, the software development life cycle, where it's called this point where the BA is discussing with that is called business requirement analysis or business requirement gathering. Because after they've gathered, this BA will discuss with the business owner, like I drew in the first time. In the business owner, so this is the business owner here, okay? Now, when they finish discussing, this meeting, we won't be there. Between the BA and the business owner, where's them put the text, so for the people watching next time. Business owner, okay? This is the owner of the company or owner of the software, whichever one you decide to call it. Here, they will discuss with the business analyst what they want. The business analyst will now do what is called requirement analysis. This is where they generate all what I want this, I want that. Now, when they are doing that, I want this, there is a meeting that we hold. It's called the Three Amigos. Okay? The Three Amigos includes, can I change that to red? So I'm going to tell you about the Three Amigos. I'm going too deep now, but I really wish I'll bring it to you gradually. Okay? Where's my drawing? Okay. Let me use a freehand draw. So the Three Amigos are the software tester. Why am I green? Don't want green. The Three Amigos are the software testers, the developer, and the business analysts. We will hold a meeting here. This is where we discuss this analysis. Now, in this meeting, the BA will say, this is what the business owner wants. S, Y, Z, Z, I. So let's go back again and show you what I mean. It will say, this is what the BA will come up with this document. The company wants a new login page. The company wants this, want to be able to do this, want to be able to do that. The company wants to be able to do this, that, X, Y, Z, Z. Okay? The developer would say, in their own terms, do they want this page to be like this, like that? Do they want it to have like this color? Is this color that they want? Is this how they're going to put the front? Is it on the right-hand side that the login will be? Is it going to be on top of the screen? Is it going to be under the screen? Is it going to be on the right, on the left? Now, they will be developers will be asking questions that relate to their development. Okay? Tester will be asking, now, when we say a login page, what do we require to test this thing? Do we require to check it with on the phone? How is it going to look on the phone? Are we going to test it on Android? If it's on Android, how are we going to test it? Are we going to test it on Android? You remember Android safe password? Are we going to check it if it has to have a saving password? You remember? So when we have this Three Amigos meeting, it's called Three Amigos, right? Three Amigos. I'll teach you that in the long run, but this is a crash course and I'm going to go through it on top of it. In the detail, I will be showing you videos that you have to watch or you have to refer to what I'm explaining to you today. Now, in the Three Amigos, we will be discussing in depth these requirements. A tester will be requiring to check this in detail. This in detail. How am I going to test it? If they say they want to be able to change their password, are we going to send them a link to check their password? Are we going to check, okay, if they click the link, is it supposed to open in a new page or is it going to open on the current page? You know, you have to ask those questions. You know how you want to check. Now, this tester, I will tell you what makes a good tester in the next slide. On this slide is what is the fundamental? Why do we do testing? What is why do you do testing? The reason we do testing is to ensure, and I'll use this, let me get a square box here. The aim of software testing is to implement, here's the word, implement, enforce quality. The question is, what is quality? Quality is what the business owner, the business analyst has told us that the business owner wants. So the obstacle between us here, between us, is the developer, is our obstacle. Why is the developer an obstacle? We know what the business owner wants. We know what the BA has told us that the business owner wants. The issue that we have is the developers delivering what this business owner wants. So as a software tester, you are going to be critiquing, you are going to be telling the developer what you did is not correct. You did not do it right. This, no. When I click this thing, the thing does not reset my password. Even when it resets my password, if I put my old password, I can still log in. You need to do this. So you are implementing and enforcing quality. Like I told you before, if you were to off your phone, switch off your phone. If your phone gives you problem, what do you start with? You switch off your phone. You turn off your phone. You turn it on. You hit on the back side. You flog it, just to check that it's working, right? Now, that you are doing is testing. You are trying everything possible to see that the developer has made a mistake. Oh, this developer, look, I have tried this, I have tried that, I have tried that. It's not giving me quality. I want to check if I put my username and password, that the old password does not work. You are implementing, you are enforcing quality. And I said as early as possible. In software development life cycle, which we will discuss later, we have different boxes. Okay? We have different boxes. So if we are doing login page, because the website is big, let's draw this as a website now. Oh, I can't use that one. Let's draw a website, right? This is a website. This is a web page. You have the top banner. You have the login page. You have the, what's it called? Policy page. We have the image. We have content. We have contents. We have contents. Okay. Okay. So within this one, okay, within this one, when a software development process is being carried out, right, it works like this. And this is how a software development works. Change that to orange. The developer, we might have, this is what we are developing. Oh, sugar. We might, the process will be, we're developing the header. We are developing the image page. We are developing the login page. We are developing this page. We are developing that page. We are developing this. If you remember when I told you the beginning, I said a project. This header is a project on its own. This page is a project. This login is a project. This is very big. It might be look like it's a login page. It's big because it has to deal with the back end as well, where the code are and all this stuff. So all these are different little projects within these big projects. Okay, so as a software tester, you will be, when you go for this 3 Amigo meeting, you are not only going to discuss this, just this page, you will be discussing the whole project. So for every area of discussion, you as a tester will have to have thought the questions that you're going to ask. How are we going to test this? What is it supposed to look like? When you say, I want the customer to be able to log in, how will it look like on a phone? Android phone or this phone? How is it going to look like if I'm going to use Chrome browser or Internet Explorer or Safari? You understand? These are the questions you will be asking. When they say this banner, it's going to be, when we're discussing this banner, we're going to say the banner going to be, that the developer will be asking, is it going to be an animated banner or is it going to be a static picture? Okay. Or is this image here, this one here, is it going to be a slide picture? So when we say we will be implementing and enforcing quality as early as possible, what we mean is even at the time that we discover, if we discover an error when we are doing this, we report it. The person start fixing this one. Then we discover error here, we report it so that at each time that we are finishing a particular little project, we know that we've covered what we need to do. So as early as possible and at every stage of development, early as possible, the time we find this error, we report it. Maybe that time we are here. At every stage of development. So every stage of development is every stage that we are carrying out testing before the final product. Before we can say that the final product, let's assume this, is bug-free, error-free, no problem. And we cannot 100% say that there is no problem in a software. But we can say that we have done a good, thorough testing, that we did not leave anything untested. So with this, let me move on to the explanation. How do we achieve quality? Verification, application meets requirements, tester. You see that there? That the application, this application test product meets requirements. It's called verification. Validation, fit for purpose, the business. That this software that you have developed meets what the business. The example that we normally use to explain this meets purpose is, if you have 7 children, if you have a family of 7, wife, father, mother, and 5 children, would you go and buy 2-seater car? Our answer is no. You need to buy a 7-seater car to be able to carry your whole family. Does the product meet the product? So when you said you've created able to change password, and the company is not able to use the software that you've created, or the app that you created, or the thing that you created, it doesn't meet their purpose. Therefore, validation is for the product owner. And let me be honest with you, these are interview questions. If you are going for an interview, these are interview questions. What is the difference between validation and verification? Who does the validation and who does verification? I'm telling you now from the beginning, you start noting some of these words, and I've given you an idea. The first idea I gave to you is implementing and enforcing quality is the reason why we test. How soon should we start testing? As early as possible and at every stage of development. That is ESPO. That is cheat code I've just given to you for your interview. How do you achieve quality? You achieve quality by verification and validation. Verification is done by the tester. And what is validation? Verification, sorry. Verification is done by the tester. And what is verification? Verification is ensuring that the software that the requirements is able to meet the product, that the product created is able to meet the business requirements. The company said they want to be able to change password, that what we created is able to change password. Validation. Validation is the company saying that the software you created, we are able to use it. Okay, I'm going to clear that off for me to be able to explain further. Now, the next thing that I want to tell you is called a bug. I'll put bug dictation. What is a bug? A bug is those errors that we just discussed. A bug are those errors we just discussed, which include when I changed the password, the time I changed my password, I was still able to log in with my old password. That is a bug. It's not supposed to be that way. That is a defect. That is a bug. Depending on your company, they might use different terms for it. It could be called a bug. It could be called a defect. And this is when application does not meet requirements. This is the tester. This application you created, though, does not tally with what this application does not tally with the requirement. A bug. We found bug. We found a defect. We found an error. Depending on the company you work with, they will have a term that is being used to describe it. And within this topic, when I'll be talking to you about this topic, I will also be explaining to you how to report a defect or a bug. How do you report it to the developer? I will be introducing you to tools to use. In the first instance, I will give you a video to go watch. After watching it, I will show you the tools. And after that, you can actually say you know how to use it. So I'm going to leave this at this point, and I'm going to go to the next slide. Thank you guys for listening, and we're going to keep moving. Next slide. The next slide, we'll be talking about a test analyst skills, a tester skills, a manual tester skill. How can you be a good software tester? What will make you a good software tester? And we're going to look at it based on these areas. You can't be a good tester if you can't read and write. There is no way you're going to be a good tester if you can't read and write. But the advantage that you're going to have as a Nigerian, I'm using Nigeria because I know Nigeria very well, but that doesn't stop anybody from around the world, including Annette, who's a Filipino. But my take is Nigerians we are very, very good in speaking big grammar. Our communication is very good. Okay? This is an advantage for us. We can talk, we can write. Now, a good software tester should be able to write. Why do you have to write? You should be able to write your reports. You should be able to explain what you find, the error that you found. Oh, the software was not able to do this. You have to be able to write good. Okay? You have to be able to write good. You have to be able to express or communicate the information that you want to pass on. Okay? You should be able to communicate the information to them. This is simple. Different companies will tell you how to write for them, and you have to understand how your developer understands what you're writing. Okay? That will make you a good tester, be able to write well. Passion. A tester, as a tester, I'm going to tell you this. If you don't have passion, you will be crying. And I don't want you to cry. But you have to have passion. What is passion? Passion is what will make you take your time to find an error. Okay? I have my written view, so this is all for me. If you can see it, it will help you. It gives you a little bit of a definition. I wrote passion as number 4. You have to have passion for what you're doing because it takes a lot for you to have eye for detail. If somebody looks at this page, somebody that has passion for software testing will find an error in this page that I just showed you. Because you are looking, V-E-R-B-A-L, is that the spelling of verbal? A-N-D, and. Is there space between verbal and? Is it supposed to be that way? W-R-I-T-T-N, is that the spelling of written? You understand? You are passionate. about your job. You are willing to get the software. You are willing to put in your time. In fact, put simple, these two are intertwined. This passion and attitude. Because if you have a passion for something, you have a positive attitude towards it. You get what I mean? If you're passionate about singing, you will like to have the equipment to make your singing more interesting. If you're passionate about your job, let's say you do solar paneling, you will be interested in videos related to it will generate your attitude. Your job will finish, probably you are supposed to close by 5 o'clock because your passionate attitude, you can decide, oh, I haven't finished this thing. I want to finish by 7 o'clock. I have to make this thing work. This company depends on me. Your passion and attitude are intertwined. And I wrote on my own cheat notes, I said, you have to have the can-do attitude. This is an interview tips. What makes you a good tester? I always tell them when I go for my interview, I say, look, I have the eye for detail. And I will explain that's how that comes as your analytical skill and technical skill, okay? That will intertwine with productivity. But I'll tell you, look, I have eye for detail. I am so patient, I can find any bug in any software. I am passionate about my job. I have can-do attitude. I say, if I'm faced with a problem, I might not know the answer to that problem at that point in time, but I will make sure I go check on YouTube, I go read on the internet on how to solve that problem, and I'll find a solution to it. No company is looking for a robot that knows everything. They are looking for somebody that is a human being, but willing to work out a result. Are you resourceful? They want to know your passion, your attitude towards the job. Okay? And if somebody is trying to dent your confidence, you speak out. Attitude in a respectful manner, following procedures and protocol. Okay? This is what you need. A good tester should be able to read and write, should be passionate and have a positive attitude towards work. And the next one is technical skill. Now, I have a cheat notes from time and time of training people. I have noticed that Indians are more technical than us. Why are the Indians more technical than a lot of people? The Indians start using computer from their secondary school. They start teaching them how to use computer. They are determined individuals. They are very good. Like for me, when I was in a panel of recruitment, I would say, if I have an Indian, I have a Nigerian, and I have other people from other places, and it depends on the project we're doing, I'm biased, I'll be telling you this, right? I will lean towards using an Indian person. They don't complain. They don't complain a lot as compared to other people. They give you results. They are diligent in what they do. An Indian man can sacrifice a whole day, come to work a whole day, just to do the job for no money. Their passion is crazy. Technically, they are very good. They spend time, they learn. An Indian person can come to you and say, look, I will work for you for free for the next 2 weeks, just for you to teach me this. They're very technically carried. Not that, it doesn't mean that I'm going to use one picture to paint everybody. Okay? It's not like I'm going to use, some of us are very technical. I am not as technical as I would be, but there are people that are more technical than I am. You listening to me could be more technical than I am. And I'm not going to compare you and say all Indians are better technical than you. Like I said, attitude. If you have a positive attitude and you put in time to learn, I put out a video for people to watch. How many people on this class has actually watched that video completely? You think about technicality. And maybe if I start using terminologies now that was used in that video that you watch, would you be able to recall those words? So technicality is all about you being able to resourcefully find a solution to an issue. And this ties to analytical skill. When they give you a box like this, and this is your website, this is the image, this is content. Content. These are all content boxes. These are all content boxes. This is your login animation page. Okay. Username, password, reset your password, sign up. Do you need any help? On here, right? Now, if you see analytical skill, right? When you want to start testing, you say, okay, I want to test here. I want to test this one. I want to test this one. I want to test this. I want to test this. I want to test this. The whole page. If you go through that page, if you've watched the video, they will give you, if you watch example on that link that I gave you to practice, they will show you an example. Say, for instance, they will say, look at this picture for 10 seconds or 13 seconds, and the picture will disappear. And they will ask you a question such like, what do you think of the page? What can you recall from that page? They want to see, do you have eye for detail? If you have eye for details, that picture that you see, they will show it to like 7 people, and the 7 people will see 7 different things. It depends on what your analytical skill is. Among the 7 people, there might be one person that is able to recall everything that is saw on that screen. How much can you recall? Analytics. When you see red, what comes to your mind? When you see blue, what comes to your mind? When you see, like, if you watch that video, they will tell you question. Example would be like, put your mind frame. Set up your mind. You want to test the software. They want you to think. Put yourself in the thinking frame of mind and say, this software that I want to test, this particular software that I want to test, I want to put myself in the position. If you read the story, it said, you've come back from a night out, you and your friends, you guys went out to have a drink, you guys went for a party, you guys came back home, it's 4 of you or 5 of you, you are hungry. Then they showed you a website that orders for food. What does your mind tell you? What do you see? They want you to analyze. So now you are hungry. When you look at the page, what are you looking at? Are you just looking at the food? Are you looking at the menu? Are you looking at the price? What is it that comes to your mind? Your analytical skill. When you look at this page, what are you looking for? Remember, you're hungry. Remember, you need food. Remember, you are not just the only one there. Are you ordering for yourself? Are you ordering for everybody? You understand? Your analytical skill. What do you think? What are you looking at? What is in your mind when you're looking at it? The same thing goes for a website. When we're changing a username and a password, what comes to your mind when you're creating the password? Do you want a password you can remember? Do you want a password that is difficult for a hacker to hack in? Do you want a simple password because you're going to share it with other people? Do you understand where I'm coming from? It is the analytical skill, your ability in your head to break down complex issues. You have to think it, create step in your head. Okay, I want to change my password. But if I use this password, what if Blessing or James or Andrew ask me to give them the password? If I give them the password, with that password, will they try to check with my email? Okay, maybe I have to create a password, different one from this one because I have to share it. Maybe I have to create a password that's very difficult. I'm not going to share it with anybody because this has to do with my money. This has to do with this. I don't want to use the password that I use for this product for another website. I have to create something. If this password is so difficult, can I remember it? Analytical, your ability to break down that complex thinking, simplify it so that you are able to analyze it, you are able to remember it, you are able to, think about it. At the end of this course, I will be giving you an assignment. And the assignment is, if you have your pen and paper, I will want you to look at this assignment. This is your assignment for this class today. Where is my, this is the assignment for today. Have you taken it down, guys? I'm putting it here because I want everybody to see it. I want you to write me. Sorry, I'm going to remove this one and say your assignment is steps to cook rice. Okay, I will expatiate on it later, but I want you to have these. So I want you to write me, think about analytically. Let me bring it down so we can be using the word analytic. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're talking about here. In your analytical skill, I want you to write me steps to cook rice. I am a business owner. I want you to write me steps to cook rice. What are the steps to cook rice? These steps to cook rice, you're going to teach somebody that does not know what rice is, what rice is, that does not know how to cook rice, but you want the person, having read your steps to cook rice, will be able to buy rice or find rice, cook it, and eat it. So you will be writing a menu on how to cook rice. That is my first assignment. And I want this assignment to be submitted not in the group, but it will be submitted privately. So I don't want people to copy people's work. Okay. I want this to be submitted by, today is Wednesday. I want this to be submitted to me by Friday. I will give you an email that will be used for the submission of this assignment. Okay, you will write your assignment and you will send it to that email where I will have it looked at. Thank you very much on that. And we're going to move on to productivity. What is productivity? A productivity, let me go, where's my cheat notes? Okay, I'll come back to that. So what is productivity? Productivity is your results. You get. Productivity is the results. As a good software tester, you should be able to get your results, right? You are given 10 products to test, and you know you have a deadline to submit your testing. You should be able to submit your testing at a given deadline. It's productivity. A company will not pay you when you are not productive. A company will let you go if you're not productive. You have to be productive. You have to be meeting your deadlines. You have to be catching up with the things that is required of you. Okay? So you need to be productive. Productive is not all about, I remember when I started my job. Hi, God. What did I do? I did a very stupid thing. Because I was struggling When they gave me a job, they gave me 6 testing to carry out. I tested 2. Because the 2 that I tested, there was no error in them. I felt, okay, because there is no error in the 2 that I tested, the developer is very good. That's what my mind was telling me. The developer is, I'm just going to trick the system and just say all of them are good, because the 2 that I tested, there was no error. I wanted to be productive without doing the job. Do you know that that backfired? That backfired on me, because the 5th software, the 5th software had a bug in it. And the manager told me, please, can you tell me how you tested this and how did you get these findings? I couldn't show it. I was trying to click on productivity without being analytical, without being technical, without passion, and my attitude was poor. So I encourage you not to do what I did when I started. I would have been fired. But it was a luck that I went away with just a warning. And remember, it was my first job. Why am I telling you this now? Why am I telling you this now? Why do I want you to know this? I want you to know this because software testing, that you tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that you tested 5. You think, oh, because the 5 did not have an issue, the system will not have because the developer. No. The developer is your enemy. Or you are the enemy of the developer. Because you're telling somebody, a developer, that, look, you don't even know your job. That's what you're telling the developer. When you tell a developer he doesn't know his job, remember, before a developer develops the software and give it to you, he believes that he's done everything right? But you are going to find a fault in what he's developed. That is your job. Your job is to tell him, oh, bro, you didn't do it right. Oh, no. I'm not accepting this one as being right. That's your job. So please try to be productive, try to be honest, try to be, technical, do what you're supposed to do, what you paid for. And trust me, it's much, much easier. Now, I think, what time do we have? We'll have only a few minutes for this class to end. So I'm going to go on to give you the main assignment, properly written, how it's supposed to be written. Assignment number 1, this is your assignment number 1. Again, is for you to be able to practice, brothers and sisters. It's for you to be able to practice. This is your requirement. One man or one person. So, and it's just a white rice. Okay? Assignment. Write me the steps to cook rice. Your requirement from the business analyst. This business analyst wrote this. I have never seen rice before. This rice you are cooking is only for one person. So if it's for one person, I want to know, what do you put into consideration when you're cooking rice for one person? And so people will be thinking, most especially Nigerians, they'll be thinking, is jollof rice? Is it fried rice? Is it right? No, it's not any of those ones. It's just white rice. Okay? So I want you to go and I want you to think, analytically think. This person does not know. If I want to come to, okay, let's use, for instance, Annette wants me to come to Philippines, right? The Philippines. She's going to tell me, Chris, you need to have a visa. You need to have a passport. Do you have a passport? Yes, I have a passport. Do you have a visa? Or you need a visa? When you book your visa, you need to book a plane. When you book a plane, I live 7 hours away from the airport, so you should be considering an Uber or a transport. Or when you arrive there in the Philippines, you need to take a train that is going to this place. So everything that Annette is going to tell me is I haven't been to Philippines before. but she will give me a written step by step and expect me to knock on her door, because she's giving me step by step requirement analysis. If you're already in this frame of mind that I've explained, I want you to write me an assignment. Steps to cook white rice. Let me put it there. Okay. This white rice will be eaten by just one person, one adult. So therefore, prepare me the step, analytically describe the step for me to cook rice. And I want to follow your steps to cook this rice. Okay, assignment, I believe everybody's got it now, and I want to see it when it's submitted. And next, I don't want to click on that one. Let me see. No. I would want you also to go and read. Oh, no. The principles of software testing. I'm going to stop at the principle of software testing today. Let me go to currents. Yeah, the principles of software testing. Software testing has 7 principles. These 7 principles are the things that governs our ability to carry out a test or testing. First, on one of them is testing shows presence of defects. The reason why we are testing is to find defects. Early testing is important. We start testing from the requirement analysis. From when they give us the requirement, not when the software is created. This is this page I just showed you is an interview question. What are the principles of testing? You need to be able to tell them, look, testing does not mean that there is that testing is just to show that there is a defect in a product that is created. It shows presence of defect in something that is created, in this application that is created. Early testing is important because it saves the company money. Because if it says start testing as soon as possible, finding defects early on saves a lot of money rather than finding them later. This means it's better for you to find an issue with the software created early enough than for it to be found by the third party, which is the public, or when it's already in, it's gone far before you realize, oh, the business analyst told us that it was supposed to be a green page, not blue.
Sir, we can't see what you're typing again.
You can't see my screen. I'm not typing. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Like I'm only seeing your profile pics.
Thank you. Can you see my screen?
No, I can see it now.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. But what I'm saying in essence is, I'm still on this page. This is the page I'm stopping for today. This is the page I'm ending my class on. Early testing. So it says soft testing shows the presence of defects, that there is a problem. That's what testing does. Early testing should be carried out because it saves the company money and it's cheaper when you find an error early in the software testing cycle. Testing is content dependent. Given, for instance, so one can now see your screen. Yeah. Testing is content dependent. What does it mean that testing is content dependent? Testing is content dependent means you don't test a mobile app the way you test a website. Okay? So testing is different. A banking site is different from a shopping site. You test them differently. Okay? When you're testing a business, a banking website, the top priority will be security. When you're testing a business page, a shopping page, the priority would be design. Is it appealing to the eye? Banks does not look for appeal, how it looks, or it looks very beautiful. No, they're looking for security. So when you say, if someone asks you, how would you test a business, my shop, or an academic page where you go and read a book, compared to how you test a bank? You would say, oh, I would be testing a business page, a banking page, putting security as my top concern. But I will also be testing an educational page, making sure that it is accessible. You know, what is required to assess the educational page or the portfolio is made available, is there. You understand? So you're telling them because you're thinking, you're analytically thinking. Why they want to ask you this question, and they want to see how you think. Your analytical ability is what they're checking for. So at that point in time, you should be able to deliver, okay, from thinking it that way. Now, we have another one called exhaustive testing is impossible. You cannot test everything. You cannot test. So if I say, test a login page, you cannot test put A and put password and check. You cannot put A, B, C, D and put another password. You cannot completely check all the alphabets and numbers in the word against your website. So therefore, you have to test it in a smarter way. Okay, how would you test it in a smarter way? Maybe you have to test it with adding, what's the word now? You add something like a special character to test that, okay, you can change your password using adding a special character. You can put like at as your special character. You can put comma as a special character. You can do two of them, like comma, add this, just for you to cover that, okay, this website can accept special character as a password. You can also test using numbers in your username. Will it accept numbers? So you just have to be smart testing. So you have to cover, look, I have tested using a smart character, adding a special character to the password, it worked. I've tested, if the company said if it has to have it, okay, if they ask that it has to have it, then you have to test to pass it. Then you have to check, if the company said they don't want it, you have to still test to fail that when you tested it, it accepted it as a fail. If the company say, we don't want people to save their username having a number in it, you have to test that it would not save having a number. You have to test that it will save having a number. So if it save having a number, it fails because it's not supposed to. If it tests and it's not saving having a number in the username, then is a pass. So you have to do a negative test and a positive test. Positive and negative testing. Test to pass and test to fail. Okay, so exhaustive testing is impossible. Therefore, you have to be smart about it. You have to just test. Smart. So you test just to cover that area. You test just not to cover the area. And so then we say defect clustering. Equal distribution of bugs across the module is not possible. Defect may be clustered in small piece of code. Let's say now, in a login page, right? If you're testing a website, the whole error will not be on all the sites. It will just be on the area you are testing, right? So if you're testing a login, maybe say a developer developed a login page, it will not affect the header. You understand? So it will just, you are testing this area, you're looking for bug in this area. There will be time for you to look at all the general bugs, okay? What you can do again is, many people teach principle of software testing. This is the bedrock of testing. You need to understand this. This is like your holy book, testing. The principles. Why do we test? Why is it important that we test? when we are testing, what are we looking for? Why do we say you should start testing very early? Okay, and pesticide paradox. People ask this question because the name is difficult to pronounce, so they feel that people will not remember what it is. It's called pesticide paradox. What does pesticide paradox mean? Pesticide paradox say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you count it 300 times, it's still going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you are testing with one username and password, you are going to get the same result. What does it mean? So it is always good for you to retry different test scenarios. You understand? Because if you continue to test one particular thing consistently, you will get one particular result. The bug will not increase. The bug you found from testing it yesterday was the same bug you're going to find today. So it's always saying, try a different tactics. If you checked, this is a boy as your question to test, this is a boy. If you type it tomorrow, this is a boy, this is a boy. Every time you want to test this particular place, you type, this is a boy. Anytime you come back and you want to go there, you type, this is a boy. You only get the same answer. So they want you to also check, is this a boy? Remember, we'll be checking, this is a boy. You can rephrase it and say, is this a boy? Just to have a different test question to generate you an answer. Okay? So that's what it means, pesticide paradox, meaning that if you continue using one particular test case, one particular type of testing, one particular way of testing it, you only get the same result you got before. You won't find a new result. So you need to always test with different way. And like I told you in the beginning, I said, when you test, you completely test it, you know that there is no error. That is a fallacy. That is a lie. Absence of error in a software is a lie. This software, this page that I'm showing you now, if I go again and look at it, somebody will come again and look at it and say, there is an error here. You understand? Somebody, okay, let me see. This is an error for me. I will put this as an error. Let me spot it. Let me see if anybody can find it. This. Somebody will come and call this an error. And in the right sense, it's an error. Why is this here? That's an error. It's not supposed to have it. Eye for detail. Eye for detail. Or somebody can come and say, let's do this one. Let me do this one and show you. So if you say there is no error, you will be lying to yourself. You get my point? You are always going to have an error. Let me use this one. Look, this page, here to here, here to here, and this is software testing for you. Until they say it's not an error. This does not, this is the middle of this page here. So why is this place here, not here, in the middle of this circle? Here is the middle of this page. Meanwhile, the middle of this line from this circle is supposed to be here. You got my point? That can be an error. If, except the business analyst tells you, this is the design. As a tester, you will question it. Okay? As a tester, you're going to tell them, look, this would have been better if it was in the middle here. Or the business analyst say, no, that is the design. You do not make a decision. You have to check the business requirements to ensure that what you are finding, you don't see it as a bug, and you just confirm that it's not a bug, okay? Let me leave that as that, and we continue with the lesson. So what I'm saying is, absence of error is a fallacy, because any other person that tests it will find an error. What you test now, if I test it again, I will look at it from a different point of view, because my mindset is different from your mindset. And we can find an error, okay? So guys, in putting it simple, we've covered, where is it? How do I escape here? Escape. So we've done why testing is important, how testing is prepared, how we start. We've talked about the fundamentals of testing. Why is software testing? Why software testing and how to achieve quality? We say we can achieve quality by being passionate about what we do, verbal and written communication ability, technical skill, analytical skill, attitude, productivity. We talked about the principle of software testing. And we also went on to discuss the assignment that we're going to write. And we said the assignment should be written, explaining step by step on how you're going to cook rice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop the recording so that we can have question and answer time. Okay? Thank you so much for listening to this video. We'll continue from the next class. Thank you.